Chris Bleep is back with another GBO2 video, and today I am using the Gundam Mark II Megalunica type. The biggest difference between the normal Gundam Mark II and this Mark II is the beam magnum. That is the single biggest difference between the two. Other minor differences include the addition of a shrapnel bazooka on this as a sub-weapon, and the removal of the Vulcan pod, one of the Mark II's best sub-weapons. It does keep the birdline launcher. It also still retains melee priority 3, but it also gains shield missiles that, to be quite frank, the normal Mark II should have had from the beginning. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I tackled into the Gyarados Psychomu type, and ally got that one out of the way. One of our allies has planted the bomb at the enemy base. We are pretty much grouped up around it, so they can't even get someone in there. But yeah, other things that this has is it's a skill called Fake Beacon. A number of different mobile suits have it, and it allows you to pose as an ally on enemy radar. Now, this won't work if the mobile suit is stolen, but it will. It does take advantage of some pilots' ability to or readiness to look at the ally radar. Jumping back in now, and yes, the enemy base has been destroyed in the intermission, and there's my opposite number. There goes my opposite number. When I was looking back through this during the initial edit, I did come across a standard Mark II. It did have the Vulcan pod, but that's one area that's going to differ greatly, because I feel like the Vulcan pod was an important. It's one of the best sub-weapons in the entire game, and certainly the best of the Vulcan type weapons. But I think for game balance, they may have chose to omit it from this. Not to mention the fact that in the source material, it doesn't appear on the unit in question, or at least this version of the unit in question. That being said, one other thing I didn't mention, it does have the dummy balloons. But these are an enhanced version of those found on the Super Gundam, which is another variation of Mark II. Opposite number took me down, I think. Yeah, that's going to be something I'm still getting used to when I'm doing these when I'm cutting out these intervals. I'm not going to be able to tell what was the mobile suit that took me down, unless it's something super obvious, like, say for instance, a Zeta Gundam or a Zaku or something like that, or even it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and quite honestly not as pertinent as it was before. But that shrapnel bazooka, even though I didn't get center mass or even most of it, I got enough of it to stun that Gyarados. So now I'm going to go back to my two allies over here. So that time the pellets of the shrapnel bazooka didn't do a whole lot. Yep. So, as a result of the enemy base being blown to smithereens earlier, we are, at this point, it's not an insurmountable lead. It is getting there. But with 2 minutes remaining, you have to, it becomes more of an issue of just playing for pride, basically. You don't really have much to play for in these types of scores here. But there is, I accidentally knocked my teammate down. Sent an apology. There's the regular Mark II, and you can see it still has its regular right arm, still has its Vulcan pod, does not have shield missiles, does not have a shotgun bazooka as a sub weapon. But other than that, the melee patterns are the same, melee priority is the same. The counter is also still the same. It's a high angle kick. So those are the only differences between the two. And I believe you can pretty much get away with using either one. You can use the regular Mark II if you want. Right now, the Magalonica issue Mark II is the flavor of the week. So it's going to be very popular for at least another week and a half. Even though next week's banner will be out by the time. This is still going to be a very popular pick at 550. So you'll be seeing it quite a bit. So with 17 seconds, it's pretty much a formality at this point, just waiting on the cross to expire. But yeah, I like using this thing. It's like the standard Gundam Mark II. It's a very fine, very solid mobile suit, and I really enjoy using it. So as I speak here, 7 minutes 45 seconds into this video here, I cut down quite a bit of time just cutting the respawn screens, and I hope that's a change that y'all like. But until next time, Chris Bleep is leaving the scene.